Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another amazing home video. Well, as you see, and by the title of today's video, we are doing a grocery restock, pantry, fridge organization, and more so fridge. We're not going to too much focus on the pantry because I don't really have too much to go into the pantry today, but 100% we need to take care of this refrigerator because it has gotten a little disoriented over the past few weeks and I'm just ready to kind of like retop it back off. If you guys do remember, or even if you don't remember, about a few weeks ago I did a video on some of my recent home finds, home pickups, and I talked about some fridge organization that I recently picked up, so you will see that in this video. As always, everything will be linked in the description box for you guys to shop. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead, let's let you guys take a look and see this fridge so you can see kind of like where it stands at this moment. I am clocking that it should not take me, it's just after 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'm clocking that it should not take me no more than an hour or so to kind of get this fridge together. So let's be accountable together, and let's go ahead and hopefully I give you some motivation to take care of yours too. So let's not be too alarmed. This is my fridge at its current state of everybody of just coming and go and dropping, and honestly this is driving me insane. I know some people may say it's not too bad, but baby, this is not good either. I just feel like stuff is everywhere. There is no structure, there is no organization, so we need to basically pull everything out and get this taken care of. It should be no reason why, as expensive as cherries are, that they are left uneaten, okay? See what I'm saying? How having structure and stuff just get hitting? Yeah. Okay, so now that everything is cleaned out, of course you guys know the next step is to basically give this a really good scrub, a really good clean down. To note, I do have a drink like dispenser thing, and it just gets kind of messy at times, as you see. So I typically like to take the whole thing out and clean this entire thing, give it a good scrub, and then place it back. So now the fridge is completely cleaned out. I'm not too much worried about the side, like the doors, but I'll show you guys how I have the doors. It's kind of basic, it's very basic, but as far as the inside, I definitely keep it very organized. It just makes sense for if anybody's coming into the fridge, whether it's me, whether it's the kids, whether it's my spouse, anybody coming into the fridge, they can easily come in here, get exactly what they need without having to shuffle around and look for things. Now, as you saw in the beginning, what it started like is, you know, it's not the finishing journey, okay? It's not like that all the time. I try and keep it to a very specific way, but there are times that we just get to going and it does compile and it look like that. For the most part, I had all of this other organization in here. The one I recently added, which I talked about in a recent video, are these down here. It's a little bit more elongated, which allows me to not only have something at the bottom, but also have two separate portions here. So I absolutely love that feature, because before I had basically two like this, but because they're so tall, I'm not able to stack it. So I was literally only had two compartments and it wasn't as deep, but now I actually have 3 compartments that are deep and I can put everything in here. If you have a side-by-side fridge, you guys know having things that are stackable is 100% key, because it is a smaller space that you're working with. And then when you're having like a traditional standard refrigerator, you also have to be strategic about space as well, because things can get misplaced. Sometimes it takes trial and error about when it comes to adding things. So yeah, that's that. I really feel like I have perfected the perfect organization when it comes to my fridge, from maximizing what we use. If there's something you don't utilize a lot, like I have this very large oversized egg tray, which holds 18 at the bottom and 18 at the top. Obviously, if you don't need that many, then you can get a very slender one that holds maybe 12 or 18 eggs. But because we eat eggs as a family of 4 a lot, we need a lot of eggs. That is something we have to have a lot of. So there's that. But here we are, clean and sanitized. So let's go through these groceries of what I recently picked up and added so we can get this filled. Now this is a completed clean fridge. This is what I typically take an hour to do. If I clock my time, it took me a little over an hour and a half to get this done, just from cleaning everything out and putting everything back in here, going through everything with a fine tooth. As I stated and as I showed you, it should be no reason why cherries, do you know how expensive cherries are? There should be cherries left over, strawberries left over that are gone uneaten. They are incredibly expensive, and not in today's time where we need to be doing anything of that caliber, okay? Absolutely not. But when I have everything clean and organized in my fridge, I honestly can see what I have. I honestly can see also what I need. It is so easy now to go in here and say, okay, I'm out of this, I need more of that, versus before I had to kind of rummage through and see where something was at. Or if my kids say, oh, we don't have this or we don't have that, and I go repurchasing, and then when I go and do my clean out and I'm like, actually we did have it, and the funds could have been allocated to something else that we particularly needed for the fridge. But in this way, I have everything pretty much categorized. You guys saw I put the asparagus, the cucumber, the avocado all in one. I also like to have like this little salad, I call it a salad tray. What I would love to have in the future, once I do also have my French door fridge back again, is when I have my little drawer, separate drawer, to have like my little salad area. I cannot wait to have that because I eat salad. I consume salad a lot, so that is a plus for me. You guys saw me go ahead and fill up my eggs, so I got all of that in there. And then when it comes to this drink dispenser, you guys have seen this before. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I just absolutely love it. Hands reach for me, hands reach for the kids. I always have something at the top for the kids. And in these glass jars, I love to just keep water. If I'm going through 2 of those a day, I know I have consumed the right amount of water that I need to intake for my body. So there's that. And then as you go on down, you guys saw the yogurt, and then all of my yogurt toppings on top, and then this extra drawer here with like hash brown, sausage, cheese, just extras. That's pretty much my fridge. My little bacon container, as well as my cheese and deli meat container. That's it. That's my fridge. At the bottom I have my fruit, and then I have extra vegetables from spinach, lettuce, corn. You guys also saw that as well. And I also have this section here because I always get asked, where do you store your leftovers? Where do you store your leftovers? I have this whole section here that I can store my leftovers if I have that much, and a lot of times I don't, because I am basically breaking them down into smaller glass containers to be able to fit in this compartment. I hope you enjoy spending time with me as I restock my fridge for today. Now, even though I got some grocery, doing that made me realize I do probably need to add a few more things, but what I do have is going to get me through the week, so I am perfectly fine. Especially when you're purchasing particular things, especially fresh vegetables and things of that sort, fruit, they tend to go bad obviously a lot faster than anything that's going to be prepackaged. So I'm very mindful of that, and by doing so, again, that's where it comes into play, where we are constantly at the store every so many days, at least once a week. There was a time when we did not have to go as often, and I remember actually living overseas, and I was like, gosh, they go to the market every single day. What are they doing differently than we are? But now that I'm older, I'm realizing they're eating much cleaner, much healthier than we can ever imagine. So they do have to go more frequently. So there's that. But again, a clean out fridge just does everything for me. All of the containers and everything that are in my fridge, as well as the drink dispenser, will be linked. You guys will see that. You'll probably see a few things floating along the video because they'll be tagged here on YouTube, but they're very accessible. They're very affordable to add to your fridge. I just love structure, and I love organization, and being able to go in there and get exactly what I need and come out without feeling like I just hit a marathon going in the fridge. I'm good. But when were y'all going to tell me about these Sun Gold kiwis? They are so good. When were you guys going to tell me? Initially when I tried it, I didn't like it, and I don't know if it's because I already had something that I had tasted prior, so obviously it kind of obscured the taste a little bit. But once I actually waited another day and I actually tried these Sungo kiwis, they are really, really, really good. I do love my regular kiwis as well, but I actually love these more. You know, they both give two different benefits, but the same at the same time. But this one has a little bit more vitamin C, obviously, than the regular kiwi. So I don't know. Obviously, I'll still be buying and purchasing both. Food and stuff is expensive. Okay, y'all let me know in the comments how much you guys are spending monthly when it comes to maintaining your household. Obviously, if you have a smaller household, that's one thing, and then obviously if you have a bigger household, that's another thing, and I guess I can stop complaining. But let me know how much you guys are spending. Some things you didn't see on the fruit side, like maybe apples, bananas, those things are in my fruit bowl, so we like to eat those at room temperature versus being incredibly cold from the fridge. And then there's some other things like my onions and stuff like that you didn't see, because if you guys remember a few months ago, I did where we did this little accent wall here with the baskets and the onions and the potatoes and the sweet potatoes. They go here and it's nicely decorated. And one thing that I did find out after doing my research is that your dry goods, your potatoes, onions, sweet potatoes, they last incredibly longer in a more closed, you know, confined, dark space. And they have lasted so long in these baskets, but the baskets, they kind of hover. So it's kind of, again, it's in a closed, confined space, room temperature space, and they last so long. So there is that. But I'm not going to talk you guys to death. I'm not going to bore you. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Until next time, until next video, until our next organizational journey, I will see you guys later. Bye.